Welcome to my craft room. Okay, today we've got another twist and pop card. And this is a little card that packs a big punch. So I have all men here. Both of my boys are grown, but my younger one is a special needs guy. So he'd be all about the pirate card. So, and it's hard to find, cards for guys, especially really nice pop-up cards. So here you've got your pirate ship and your ahoy matey. And then when you open it, you get this huge pop-up. Isn't that great? What a huge payoff for just a little tiny card. But first, what I need you to do for me is to go down in the description and hit the Cricut link. I made the base of this card and other cards I've made as public Cricut files. If you click on that, it'll take the card base, it'll load it up onto your canvas on your Cricut, and you'll be ready to start. So let's go make it. Here we go. Now, if you clicked on the link in my description, then this is loaded up onto your Cricut canvas. If you didn't, pause, go click on the link. It'll load this card base up onto your canvas. So first, let's change some colors. We need to go into layers because if it has a score line or a pen line on it, you cannot change colors in edit. So you're going to highlight what you want, and then it's going to be like a light brown. It doesn't have to be exact. Same with the card base. It's going to be light brown. And this gray guy here in the back. And I will move it over here just so you can see what we're doing. Highlight it, change it to the tan. There we go. We're going to leave those white, but these are all the background squares, and they all need to be the bright blue. And since these don't have scores or pens, we can go in here and do it. It doesn't matter which one. There you go. Now, everything is got its right color. I am going to move this envelope way down here so it's out of our way. And now it's time to go get our images. You're going to click on images down here at the bottom. Then if you don't know how to search for an image with its code number, let me show you real quick. It's always hashtag capital M. Everything starts with hashtag capital N. The ship is 463, capital F, capital A. There you go. And you're going to search it. Then you click on it and it puts it down here on add. Now you can see that I put all of the whole list, all the different images that you need here. Go ahead and get all of them put on your canvas. I'm going to fast forward now. And once you get these all put on your canvas, I'll meet you over there and we'll fix colors and sizes. Okay, here's all of our images. Let me put them up here so they're kind of out of the way for a second. Okay, so first let's do the ship. We're going to do all the sizes first, and then we'll go back and change the colors. Okay, first I need a circle for the ship, so I'm going to go down here to shapes and hit circle. There we go. And this circle is going to be 3 inches. And it is going to be white. I'm going to go ahead and change this color just to make it easier. And now the ship is going to be 2.6 wide. And that'll fit on the circle really well. I'm going to bring it to the front. There we go. Now we need another circle for the Ahoy matey, and I'm going to go ahead and change the color on this one too while we're here. We'll do that in a minute when we do the birthday part. Okay, now your 4 panels. First, the hat is going to be 2.25 wide. 2.25. The chest is going to be the same. 2.25. A hook is going to be 1.75 wide. And the telescope is going to be 2.3 wide. There we go. That should get us all fixed up on these. We will change the colors here in a minute. There you go. The pirate flag for the inside bottom is going to be 2 inches wide. Okay. The ARG is going to be 3 inches wide. There we go. Those go down here on the bottom. And then this guy, first, let's go ahead and change him to white because we're getting ready to do the writing on both of these. And the rectangle is 3 by 2. Now, when you're going to change both the width and the height, you have to unlock this button in between width and height. So it's 3 inches wide times 2 inches tall. There you go. We're going to do 2 stripes. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hit square again. Oops, hit the wrong one. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going to unlock the in between the width and the height, and because we're changing both sides. This is going to be 4.75 high. So let's do that first. 4.75. And then width is going to be 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and change this color because we're right here to the red. And then I am going to go into actions and duplicate. Then I only need to go into width 0.5. And then I'm going to change this to the black. There we go. Those are our 2 stripes on our cover. So you can see that. And then this, I will bring it to the front. There we go, just like that. And now the only thing we need to do are our letters and our colors. So let's go ahead and do the colors really quick. This will be quick and easy. On this pirate flag, you can see this is not all the way black. So, and we want it to be. So we're going to go in here. We're going to click on this guy and change him to the super black. There we go. On the art, for it to jump out on the against the blue, I changed the background to the bright white. Okay. So that's done, and that's done. I'm going to do the ship last. Okay. Because I'm not going to have to change the colors too much. I just want to consolidate them. Okay, so none of these colors are going to change really until we get into sync, because it's just easier to do it all at once. So let's do that really quick. Let's go to sync. Okay, so now look, you see all these different colors. I am all about cutting the least amount of mats that I can possibly get away with. So let's work on that. The background for the treasure chest, this should be in the very back. It should be in the black. Okay, I don't see anything else that needs to be in the black. Part of the telescope, we want it to be the dark brown, like the treasure chest. We also want all the reds to be the same. So this is the reds on the ship. I'm going to put them down with the ARG. The red on the pirate hat. Okay. let's see. This orange and dark yellow, I want them all the same. I'm going to make them the same as the gold in the treasure chest. And all I did was just cut it out of a little bit darker yellow, but it's easier to tell when I use the slightly orange yellow because it'll be easier for you to keep track of what's going on what mat. So let me see. I don't like this sail. This is the one that's going to be with the red stripes, and I want it bright white. So I'm going to drag it down here. Okay, now the different parts of the ship. I wanted this background right here to be the same as the card base. So I changed that. I wanted this part to be black because, of course, it's a pirate ship. Oh, guess what? I got them mixed around. Sorry about that. There's two of these. Okay. And so one is black, which is the cover, and the other one is the tan. You'll just kind of have to there we go. You'll have to kind of mess around with it because they both look the same when they're on this. This skull, of course, I don't want it blue. I want it white. Okay. This skull, I don't know why. They're gray. I want it white. Okay. Oh, this, I want it the same as the background. That's a little piece on the ship. Okay, let me see if I've got them all. We've got black, the dark blue, the dark brown. This right here, this part of the telescope is only for the lens. So it's up to you. You can make it that bright blue if you'd rather. Then you have the red, the dark yellow, the tan, and the white. So you've got all of your colors set. Okay, so I am going to go out of sync, and now all we have left to do is our signs. Okay, now I like using Stencil Fonts. Why? Because you don't have to either do each individual letter glued on or have to glue the insides of like your O's and stuff in. You just peel it off and stick it on the background. So first, let's make us some background pieces. You're going to go to Actions and hit Duplicate on the circle and Duplicate on the rectangle. And both of these are going to be the red. So you're going to go into Edit, go here, and you're going to click the red. Okay, now, we're not going to mess with those for right now. Let's get our stencils on. Okay, you're going to need a text box. And you're going to say, ahoy, matey, exclamation point. There you go. So, but I need to change this font. And usually I'll just put in stencil font. This is called T-Chest. Right there, the T-Chest stencil. There you go. Now, number one, all these lines are way too close. So you're still in Edit. And right here, you see a line space. Okay. We are going to click on that till we get a separation of our letters. And we are going to make it fit. Oops. Guess what I just did? Do you see what happened right there? I was able to, I'm changing it all around and I don't want that. So I'm going to hit undo. I forgot to relock that button. That's why I always try to relock it. Okay, so now we need to get this put on this circle. So I'm going to make it small enough. And then probably go a little bigger. The bigger it is, the easier it's going to be to cut out. Okay, now let me show you how you know you're in the middle, in the absolute right spot. Hold on, it's reading it off of this other stuff. Sometimes when I have a hard time with that, I will move it way over here. And then that way, there. Yep, there we go. Do you see how that? But I'm actually going to make it a little farther down so the matey fits better than that. It's your decision. Okay, now, if you've never used the slice thing, let me show you how to do that. You can only slice one image to one image, and that's what we've got here. So I'm going to drag my finger across and capture both of them. And right down here in the middle under Actions is the slice button. So then I pull both of these out, and we don't need them anymore. And then I take this over here. It goes with that, and boom, you're done. You don't have to fill in the middle of the O's or A's while you're doing it. There we go. And that goes there. Of course, it's not in the right spot. Okay, so that's done. And we're going to do the exact same thing for the inside birthday. This is a pun from old pirate maps. Because when they didn't know what was in a certain part of the world in the ocean, they just put "there be dragons" here. So that is here. Exclamation. Okay. So instead of "there be dragons" here, it's "there be birthdays" here. We're going to do that same stencil font. And we are going to go into Edit and change the line space again. If yours isn't this close, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Then we're going to do the exact same thing we just did on the Ahoy matey. Okay, let me get here. And you don't have to be exact. There. Now, see how that's in the middle right there? Okay, let me double check it. Yeah, that. Oh, look what I did. I have a comma instead of an exclamation point. When you want to change the text, you double click on the square. I don't know how that happened. There we go. Now, let me make sure that it's in the middle. I'm watching these purple lines. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to slide our finger. We're going to hit slice. We're going to pull out the words we don't need, delete it. And this has been a lifesaver for me, and I just love doing this. So there you go. Look, that's already done. So we are going to, I'm going to group that so I can put it where it goes. It goes here. And there you go. The only thing I need you to do is to glue all of these little bitty things together for me. You don't need to watch me glue a bunch of extra stuff together, okay? You don't have to glue it on the circle, but glue the ship together. You can go ahead and glue your signs, your pirate ship, and your ARG. You don't have to do the stripes. I'll show you how to do those. And if you don't want to put this on the circle, you don't have to. I'll also show you that on the desktop. So there you go. You're ready to cut out. I will meet you over at the craft table, and it'll be quick and easy to put this together. Here we are on the craft table. As you can see, it's been well loved. My first tip is I use paper plates. I split everything up on them to keep them organized. It's not as big of a deal here because we've already glued all these together. You were nice enough to do that for me. So this is going to be quick and easy since you went ahead and glued all this stuff up for me. Okay, and now you see why I like the stencils, because you don't have to mess with anything. Okay, first it's going to be easier for me to just glue the stripe on first. It's going to go right in the middle and flush on either end. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's a handmade card. That's part of its charm. And then I have about a 1/2 inch gap here. like that. I always dry fit everything, so to make sure that it's all right before I commit to any glue. There we go. And about a 1/2 inch. There, just like that. Now, our ship is going to go right in the middle of our circle. Let me get it picked up. Another tip, I use art glitter glue. You can see it here. Here is my the refill, and I get this really thin tip. Not only is it good for little bitty pieces, but it dries really fast. It dries clear. It's really good paper to paper glue. So that's what I use. And in just a minute, I'll tell you about the envelope. Now, the nice thing about these cards is you can make an envelope. This is not the right size nor the right envelope, but this will give you an idea. You can make the envelope out of 8.5 by 11 copy paper. Okay, so we've got this guy glued down. We've got this glued down. Now, here's your choices. I'm going to tuck this back behind because I want to stay. Now, we can pull this down and trim some of the circle off if you want, but I kind of like the whole circle, like that. Okay, and we're going to sit it right here in this corner. Okay, it's going to butt right up against the edges of the blue on both sides. Okay, now, let's get this centered in the right spot. So, you just make sure you have it straight going up and down, then just match it to these two edges. Okay, and then the ahoy matey, except this is going to tuck a little bit under. So, and I forgot to leave a little glue space, so if you're still at this point, okay, this is also going to butt up against this and the blue side, just like that. There you go. Look at that. You've already got your cover made. Okay, but we're not going to glue it on yet because if we mess up the inside, then we'd have to make this whole thing over again. But if we wait until after everything else is done to glue this on, then we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to set that aside and let's work on our insides. Okay. Okay, here's your card base. I already folded it. So this will go on the cover. Okay, just like that. This is what your 4 pictures are going to be on. So first, we're going to do these. People call these mountain and valley folds. Up, down, doesn't matter. That's going to be a mountain, and both of these on either side are going to be valleys. Okay, just like that. Okay, and let's do these real quick. This is going to be very simple. I couldn't decide whether I wanted a map or the hook, but I think boys like, here, I'm going to switch this around. I think boys kind of get a kick out of the peg leg with the arm hook, so I thought I would leave it in, just like that. So all you're going to do is just glue these on the white frames. Very, very simple. I told you it was going to be easy, just like that. Okay, I did both of these at an angle on the outside here. Then, of course, I'm going to do the treasure chest even, straight up and down, just like that. The handles are going to go right to the edge. And in this one, yeah, I kind of like that better. So now, if you don't like this, this arrangement, You can switch it around. You can change one of these things to a map, something like that. But I kind of like both the plain brown and blacks to be in the middle like that. Okay, so now all we're going to do is glue them on here in each one of these 4 sections. On this one, I have them about 1/8 of an inch around instead of the 1/4 inch we were doing with the larger pieces. So you're just going to come in here and make them even. Simple, simple. Since you were nice enough to go ahead and glue all these, that makes our time at the craft table a lot quicker. And you don't need to watch me put all these little things together. You are a better crafter than that. Cricketeer or whatever they call us. Plus, you can always put the little things together while you're doing something else, like watching TV or something instead of watching me. So that works out really good. Okay, now we've got all 4 of our panels on. Let me get this last one. There we go. Look how cute it's already. Okay, we got all these done. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, and then we are going to put these in blank. Again, if we mess up, which I'm going to confess here in a second that I did mess this up. We're going to go ahead and put these in here plain. We're going to wait to put these other things on there till after we get the mechanics in. Why? Because I've already messed this up once, and I am going to confess right now. For some reason, my mechanic strip thing did not cut out right. And this time I double checked all the sizes. So this is going to go about 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, which is what the cover will do also. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exact, because your mechanism is going to cover up a bunch of this. Okay, but when I messed up, I made the mistake of already putting the stuff on these blue inserts. So I ended up having to recut everything and re-gluing everything, and that's what I'm trying to keep you guys from having to do. So about 1/4 inch, about just like that. There you go. See that? Okay, now our mechanism. This mechanism is the exact same width of this. You see? They're both 3 inches tall. Okay, but this one is going to overhang about 1 inch on either side. I'm going to make it easy for you to figure this out. Okay, you've got a crisscross, so let's do that first. Sometimes it's easier if I put my fingernails in these grooves because my stylus does not make them that deep. Okay, and then we're going to do the other one. This is just to get them started. Okay. Then you're going to bend them back the other way because that's really going to be the way they fold, but it's too hard to do that. Okay, there we go. Now, this long one, we're just going to fold it in half, facing each other. Okay, so just fold it right along that score line. There you go. Now, you've got your 2 triangles and the rest. So what you're going to do is these are going to stay flat. These are going to bend. Do you see how that's doing it? And then you're just going to do it all the way to here. Okay, just like that. So it looks like a little house. You see that? Okay, simple, right? Okay, now we are going to glue this inside. You are only going to glue the triangles. But you want to make sure that it's up as close to your fold as you can get. And we're going to do one side at a time. Okay, so let's do this side. It doesn't matter which. We're going to do right along the edge here. And we're going to put a good amount of glue on here because this is what's going to hold your pop-up. Okay. Normally, I don't worry too much about having a lot of glue. There we go. Now you're gonna want to butt this. First you want to get it in the middle. Then you are going to want to butt this right up against the fold. Okay, so first let's figure out where our middle is. You know, where you want it. It doesn't have to, again, doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to push it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to fold the card and make sure that my insert is right there in the fold. Do you see that? So there we go. And now this side's even easier. We're going to go ahead and glue this triangle up really good. You want to make sure that it stays hooked to the inside of your card. There we go. And now all you got to do is close the card. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure. And while we're waiting on that, I ended up being able to reuse this, but as you can see, I had glued it onto the mechanism. So luckily, I was able at least to do this one and not have to do it all over again. Okay, there you go. Now, if it's doing right, it should fit pretty flat. It might fit like that, which is fine, because that's, if somebody's going to display it, that's how they're going to display it. Okay, so now it's time to put this on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. I want to make sure that I get it right here in the middle. Okay, now if you don't get it quite matched up, you have a little hanging over here, you can trim that off, so that's not a big deal. Okay, now you see how I've got that exactly half right in the middle. Okay, and I want to make sure I still have it straight. We're going to fold it down. Then we're going to fold up this last one, and we're going to glue in this corner right here. Just this one square. Okay, above the fold, just like this. You see that? Okay, and then you're going to, hold on, let me make sure I got it straight. Okay, then you're going to just smooth it down. There you go. Now, I always recommend that you leave these open for a few hours or overnight so it can be drying and you don't glue it into your envelope or anything. Okay, now the other side, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to do the bottom one. Okay, the bottom square. I know the whole thing looks complicated, but I promise it's actually pretty easy. And, okay, so then you're going to smoosh that down. There we go. I'm going to hold these for a minute. Make sure that, yeah, see? Okay, you got to let those dry for a second. Okay, now we need to check everything. So I'm going to hold these where we've got them glued. And I want to make sure that they are going to close inside this card. And look at that. It worked. Look at that. Look, you already made your pop-up part. And it looks perfect. So we're going to put this one on the top. And you can see where I cut it out from the old card. So I want to be honest and transparent with you guys because I usually wait till the very end to add all these things, same as what I did on the cover. And I don't know why I didn't this last time, but okay, again, you can kind of put it straight. I have a hard time seeing because I'm so far back, so I try not to get my head in your video. There you go. And this is a spin-off of There Be Dragons Here on the old pirate maps. When they didn't know what was there, they just said it was dragons. So there's that. Now let's double check and make sure it's still folding, and it is. Now, once all of these dry, you're probably going to have to do it a bunch. Just open and close it up, just so the paper gets used to where it's supposed to go and to bending and all that stuff. So here is the bottom. And to tell you the truth, I didn't really use much of this staff, so you can actually cut it off. But if you don't want to do that, you can leave some of it on, and then once we get it glued down, we'll trim off that's hanging out. Okay? So let's get glue on this. And then I'm going to, hold on. Let me put this on here just to double check. I don't want to cover up too much of the flag Okay, just about right there. And of course, where you put yours is a personal decision. And then and of course I had to remake all of these. So these don't have the old paper on the back. Okay, and then this is going to go right here. There we go, just like that. And then we will trim off this extra flag part that's hanging over. And see, this is why. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and just, I mean, it's a personal thing. If you want to put it where the whole flagpole is on your card, then do that. Say, just like that. So that's a personal thing. So look, you're already done on the inside. Let's double check and make sure that this is folding right. Like I said, you're going to have to, and I'll tell you what's happening with mine, just in case you have it. Mine is catching on this little corner of the flag. So I'm going to stick a little glue down in there and make sure that it's glued down really, really well. Okay, so it stops catching on that. Okay, so let's see. There we go. That's so much better. Now, like I said, you need to just kind of do it over and over and over again. I would wait till it dries more. Okay, so look, you're done with the inside. So now we've got our cover all done. All we've got to do is glue it on the front. Again, just in case you make a mistake like I did, I would have had to make every single one of these over again, re-glue them, the whole bit. So that is why I wait till the end to put the cover on. And again, this is going to be about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a handmade card. That's part of its charm. And there you go. Look at that. Now, open your card up. Look, you did it. And look how cute that is. I am really proud of you.